Button. There you do. Look. Yeah, look, you have audio now. That you have a mute button. Yes. Stop touching it.
Well, I just wanted to touch it to make sure.
Now you're not on mute anymore.
So why didn't it say mute button? See what I'm saying?
It's like a little touchy thing.
Dude, apparently all I got to do is just touch the top of my thing, and now I'm good. But we don't want to log in.
I'm over here solving his problems, chat.
I would have figured it out eventually, maybe.
Probably an hour later.
I just would have moved the audio to the phone, but honestly, I probably would have touched this again and it would have started working. So the big question mark with this system here, I'll show you guys. You can close the door if you want.
This is so hilarious.
All right. But the big question mark here is, where is the storm going to be? So we're going to we'll look at the Euro and the GFS. First, what do you think, Garrett? You think we should look at the just the surface map here?
Don't even look at the GFS, chat.
We're going to look at the GFS first.
It phases the trough
Here's the GFS. So I'll tell you guys, the main story here for snow is going to be anywhere from northern Georgia, eastern Georgia, the Appalachians, up the coast of Carolina, Virginia, possibly up to southern Pennsylvania in here. DC, you might be in there. Baltimore, you might be in there, but maybe not. Possibly up to there. And then maybe over here, like Cape Cod into Massachusetts. But it all depends on where this low pressure goes. So you can see the GFS has this low pressure. Look at it. You see her low pressure there. It's very close to the coast. I mean, it's probably only like 10 to 20 miles off the coast of the Cape or the Outer Banks there. But if this low pressure is just right off here, the impacts are going to be a lot less and might be very confined to the coast. If the low pressure is maybe over here, your impacts might be more inland, like up here. So it just all depends on where that low pressure is. So we can look at the Euro, which is the one that I would trust more. The Euro at this point is close to the coast like the GFS is. It's relatively close. It's a little farther out, but you can see what they do in the future. If I go maybe 12 hours in advance, you can see, look at the Euro. It deepens that low. You go all the way down to a 973, but look at how it moves from here all the way out here. If I go back to the GFS, look what the GFS does with the low. The GFS takes that low and look what it does. It also strengthens the low, but look, it kind of sits. It hardly moves. It kind of sits by the coast and it actually moves up along the coast, whereas the Euro moves out. So you got like three options. Your low pressure can either go like this up here. It can go like this out here, or it can go like that out to sea. So you got option A, you got option B, and you got option C. It's probably going to be option B or C, probably leaning in the middle of B and C. So it probably maybe won't be all the way out like the Euro has it, but it'll probably be farther out maybe than the GFS has it. And I'm just going off of not trusting. What's the worst model been?
Do you think that this is going to be a Miller A or a Miller B?
Well, I don't know what that means because I don't live out there. We don't use that terminology in the Missouri, so that must be an East Coast terminology.
It is.
So explain what that means.
No, I want you to figure out what a Miller A and a Miller B is.
Well, I'm assuming a Miller B is a track that's farther out, and a Miller A is a track that's closer to the coast. That's what I'm gonna guess. Yes, so. Yeah. You guys let Garrett. Can you guys hear Garrett well?
Yeah,
I think.
They can
okay, I think you can still hear him well. So.
No, Miller A's, Miller B's. They definitely. Miller A's usually are big snowmakers.
Yeah.
Miller B's, not so much. But there's a lot of meteorology behind Miller A and Miller B. That's why they're called Miller A.
And then look at this. If you're across the central US or the south, look what you got. You got this another strong high pressure working its way down. So that strong high pressure, we can look at our temperatures. It's probably really cold. I mean, this is in the morning. It's really cold for everybody. Again, all the way down to the Gulf Coast, you're going to be under 32 degrees.
See why that system deepens? Look at that surface temp. Look at your temperatures. You got warm air on one side, you got cold air on the other, allowing for extreme deepening of this low.
I mean, look back here. You got, I mean, at this point, this is Saturday evening. Saturday evening, you have like almost 60 degrees. Look at this. Almost 60 degrees out by Cape Cod. Or not Cape Cod. My goodness. Like, is that like Cape Hatteras or like Outer Banks? You got like 50, 60 degrees, and then you go over to Raleigh and it's in the teens. I mean, that's a big difference right there. So that's why that is able to
look
deepen.
At the euro at that time.
It's still kind of like that, but maybe not as tight of a gradient. But the euro still deepens the low. That's not the issue with the euro. It still deepens the low. It just
regardless of the system, Chet, wherever it tracks, there's going to be cold air coming in on the backside.
And at the very least, I still think you're going to get some snow, at least even on the euro, you still get a good snow. I mean, we can look at the snow totals here that the euro puts out. You still have, I mean, 6 inches east of Charlotte. You still get, a good 3 to 6 inch storm out here, and then you get about 8 to 10 along the coast, and you still get a good snow. I mean, you can look at the euro, but it's just, we can look at the GFS. It's downright incredible. But here's the euro. And you can see some light to moderate snow, Charlotte and east towards Raleigh. And then you can see the snow really picks up along the coast. But look, it just doesn't stick around very long. It gets out of there by Sunday night, and then it's gone. I would still go chase that. I would still go chase it. But you can look at the GFS here. It's wild to see. It's wild to see here. Here is Friday evening, so you can see light snow in the Appalachians. By Friday night, you start to get light snow across the area. And then Saturday, mid-morning to early afternoon, look at it really pick up Saturday. Through Saturday evening, you got heavy snow bands from Charlottesville, south of D.C., all the way down to Raleigh and Charlotte. And then it just sits here for the whole night, sits here for another 12 hours, and then your low really deepens. And look at these snow bands you have up here in Virginia, Eastern Carolinas. Look at the snow bands that just sit up here south of DC. They just sit there south of DC for hours. And that's why the GFS has like this area getting like 40 inches of snow. But you can see this is a GFS. Do not take this seriously. This is not going to happen, chat. But has 40 inches north of Raleigh, Richmond at 30, has a 53-inch max just near, south of Delaware, eastern Maryland.
Southwest of Salisbury.
Yeah. So everybody in here, how many people we got in here, Garrett?
We got about 30.
30 people in here. Everybody smash that like button for me. Let's get some hype behind this storm that may or may not happen, but you can see the big differences here. See the big differences here, obviously. There's the GFS, 135 hours out. Here's the euro. Look at the difference. I mean, euro has a nice snowstorm for the coast, some decent snow for the interior, but not a ton. GFS, totally different story. Canadian, we can go look at the Canadian model. Canadian still has a foot plus of snow, with some spots near 2 feet along the Maryland coast. So another one that really doesn't do much is the Icon. Look at the Icon model. Has a little bit of snow actually northeast of Atlanta, down here in northeast Georgia, towards like I think Rome is over there, and then you have like 8 to 10 inches near Outer Banks, but it's just very confined to the sea. See this one? See this one? This is the Icon. So this is the Icon model. It has a little bit over here.
Yeah,
it has,
I still might consider going out for that, just because look at that.
Right here, right on the Outer Banks, I would go out for that.
10 inches out there.
You also could get some lake effect up by Chicago, guys. So I want to touch on that quick. So Chicago, some lake effect there. Look at that. It has a foot plus of snow of lake effect. This is kind of what, when we chase that lake effect band in South Bend, this is kind of what the models look like. So if Garrett and I don't go out to the Carolinas, who knows? I mean, maybe we'll go up here.
Maybe we'll go for some more lake effect up there.
Maybe we'll go up here.
Chad, Miller A's bring more substantial snowfall than Miller B's. Miller B's originate over the Central Plains, move to the Appalachians, and then they form a new secondary coastal low, and then they move up the coast. Miller A's kind of form down in the southeast, kind of track right along the coast, and kind of go up, just like your classic nor'easter.
So here's an image I just randomly found on Google, but you can see here.
Look, starts in the plains, goes to the Appalachians, forms a new coastal low, and goes up. Bam! And that's mostly more inland. You get more inland snow with type B. You get your more coastal snow with type A.
There you go. But regardless of whether we get snow or not, you're gonna have.
But it's very important though with this system, because the system's gonna be a Miller A.
Look at our cold air though. Like this is something that is gonna affect most of you guys in the chat here. Is that cold air?
I'm looking at chat.
I'm gonna pull it up too over here. If this has enough battery, it does. But
oh, you have someone in here. Hold on. You have someone in Salisbury. Look at this. Okay, do not take this model seriously.
Salisbury. Oh, there's someone in Salisbury in here.
The chat.
Where's Salisbury at? Oh, right there.
Yeah. This is not.
This is like the higher potential. This would be a 47. Like, don't take this legit, guys. What's up, everybody? How's it going, Jim?
This would have to be, everything has to go perfect and then some for this to happen.
What's up, Jim? How's it going, Cruz?
But
Marianne, what's up?
Let's see,
Linda.
Let's go to 135. So let's go to the Euro.
It probably has Salisbury getting nothing.
Nothing.
So look at that. Look at that difference. One model has you getting like 4 feet of snow. The other model doesn't have you getting any snow. I mean, that is a drastic difference. I mean, and we're what, 4 or 5 days away? I guess for up there, maybe more like 5, but yeah, about 4 days from the system. So those are the kind of differences we're talking about. Let's look at the UK Met. Look at the UK Met. The UK Met is in line with the icon. See that? UK Met's in line with the icon in the Euro, just a little bit of snow. If the Outer Banks got 8-9 inches of snow, I would still go down there for that.
At that point, I might consider asking my sister if I could fly down there and
drive the Jeep. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's no point for me to. That's a long way to go for the Outer Banks. Now, if it was a hurricane,
dude, I would even fly out there for you and rent a car or, any car. I mean, if they're only gonna get like 6 to 10 inches of snow, I would be able to be fine getting around in a rental. But anything more than that, we're gonna need the Explorer. So
that car is a beast, chat. It's a
so
beast.
You have your UK Met with a lower scenario with just some stuff maybe on the banks. Same with the icon. I mean, the icon almost looks identical, except the icon has this in Georgia and South Carolina, which is really interesting. And I do want to watch this area. This area right here, you're not getting any snow right now, but if these systems phase a little bit differently or we get a big westward shift, I do want to watch those areas out a little bit further to the west. But you can see here, look at the Canadian. The Canadian's more like the GFS. So the Euro is a little bit of an in-between, but it's closer to the icon in the UK Met, but it's a little bit more of the in-between. So guys, let me know in the chat, what scenario do you think is going to be right? Do you think the big scenario with the GFS is going to be right? Do you think the Euro is going to be right? If I had to be honest with you guys, I kind of like the Euro scenario. It's kind of like, it's not quite as like downplaying it like the icon in the UK Met, but it's not like hyping it up like the GFS. I kind of like that scenario. So let's go look at this lake effect too. So we might have something to chase regardless, Garrett. Here's this lake effect, and this is the GFS model. So obviously convective allowing models will look a little bit different, but you could get some stuff out of this Chicago. So here you go. It starts you have a lake effect band Thursday evening go through Northwest Indiana, a little bit of Chicago, and then it goes back. So it kind of goes left across the lake. It goes to this lake effect band starts over here, and it moseys its way over here, and then it goes over Chicago and then goes back across Chicago and goes back to Northwest Indiana, where you're probably going to get more of it. And then you can see, look, it kind of sits over like Gary area.
Yeah.
Kind of sits over Gary. Sorry, I just accidentally hit the mic with my little hat thing. But welcome in, everybody. Yeah, the Euro is usually the most accurate, or it has been this winter, and I would say usually it's the most accurate. I really thought that the GFS did good this summer, but I don't know. But look at this band. This band kind of just sits here for a couple days. I mean, we could easily make a chase out of that, Garrett. So we might end up going up there. So I think either way, I think it's very likely we chase something somewhere this weekend. It feels likely. I mean, it gives parts of Chicago 6 to 10 inches, and that's on the global model. So you know that the convective models will probably be over a foot. And it gives over here a foot of snow. Poor Connor Croft, his house will probably get shafted again. It will probably get missed. Poor Connor Croft. Everybody put Connor L in the chat. All right, L Connor in the chat. Just kidding. No, but for real, put L Connor in the chat. I hope he comes in here. He's been in here a couple times when I do these, but you can see, other than that, just a couple little clipper systems. And then for a long time, the GFS was pointing at a system down here in the Southern Plains, but it hasn't shown that in a couple runs. Maybe it'll come back. And then now it has a little system out here right during Chaser Summit. So maybe we'll be around for that. But overall, guys, I mean, winter's going to hit strong. I mean, look at these look at these temperature anomalies. I can't talk right, probably after streaming for like 4 days this week. But if I can ever find my temp anomalies, or I'm just blind. Dude, I'm tripping out. Here's your temperature. Where's my anomalies at? They're down here. I just wasn't even looking at them. Here's your temp anomalies. So you can see the numbers are how far you're removed from the average. So obviously the blues. So you can see right now it's really cold. You got blues and purples across most of the U.S. The West has been under a ridge like the whole winter. I know Garrett's been griping about that. But even out West, I mean, it's not like you're hugely above.
Boo for the rest for the West.
But it's not like you're hugely above average. I mean, you're like 10 to 15. But you can see this cold air just sits. This cold air just sits. It sits for over a week. I mean, here's this weekend.
Let me see if I can do this. Chat, the jet stream pattern has been abysmal. It's been like
that.
It's been something like this.
And you can see, look at all this. You got this.
Been something like that.
When you get this ridging, you get all this warm air.
K-Deb, we're stationed in Joplin. That's where we are.
And you get the cold over here.
I did not go back to Omaha.
Yeah, Garrett's been telling me how much he loves Joplin, so he said he might move here. Just kidding. But here's this look this weekend. This is Saturday. Look at those temperatures dip in. Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, Tennessee, Kentucky, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia. I mean, all along a 70 corridor, 80 corridor, even up into the Midwest, like you are all well below average. I mean, look at this, guys. Like, this is quite wild. You can see, like, it even shows the little system right there. But this is quite wild, some of the temps you're getting down here. So 20 to 30 degrees below average, that translates, down there to the 20s and 30s relatively. So my house, we will briefly get above freezing a couple times. We'll get above freezing. We'll get to 40 on Thursday at my place, but then the GFS has us sitting kind of below freezing for another 4 or 5 days after. So it's been a warmer than average. It's been a warmer than average winter across most of the U.S. But
okay, cool.
L Connor. Hey, what's up, Derek? How's it going, K-Dub? What's up, Derek? What's it been like in the Dakotas? What's it been like in the Dakotas over there? 50 and partly cloudy in Seattle. Jim, do you think that the Seahawks are going to win the Super Bowl? I don't know if y'all watch football, but they're going to
win the Super Bowl.
Put down in the chat, Seahawks or Patriots. I think on our next stream, Garrett and I, wherever we are, I think we're going to put a little poll in the chat that says Patriots or Seahawks probably. But where is the Super Bowl at this year?
Oh, I just got a good idea. And I will tell you about that later.
Oh, okay. Where is the Super Bowl at this year?
Oh,
anybody know? Oh, so hey, that's an outdoor stadium.
It's gonna be a Seahawk fan.
Oh wait, is the Super Bowl? Super Bowl is the weekend of Summit. Actually, that's interesting.
It is.
We'll probably be home at that point. But yeah, it doesn't show any rain for Cali.
Not.
But who knows? I mean, that is so far out, nobody knows. So.
It's so cool.
I'm going to look at I don't have a ton to talk about this stream, guys. I'll have more to talk about tomorrow. You like that? It's hard to do. It really is hard
No,
to
I
do.
was-
There,
I was-
there's a
I was
decent.
get-
Oh, I got
I
a
was
good
getting
one
it to
right
go
there.
with the little vorticity.
I got a good one for a second there. Look at that. That was a pretty good one. It's still going. I noticed with these things, you can't like shake them side to side as much. I feel like they do better when you go like up to down, these little tornado things. I'm gonna bring this on all of our tornado chases and use it as a good luck. And you know, that's a good one right there. Look at that. That looks like an Arnett twister. That's a classic Arnett. That's a classic. I mean, that's like the classic Arnett twister there. So
Yeah.
you want to go watch it? Look at all my Lane Kiffin stuff on here. Hey, that's my picture that you used there, buddy.
Who?
That picture right there
Who?
for your member stream. That's my image. It's a it's like a classic. Look at it. It's a classic Arnett tornado right here. This is the one Garrett missed. So
You don't want to start on this one.
Hey, if I was with Garrett, I would have told him to go to Northwest Oklahoma. So, oh, maybe you guys can watch me do my homework sometime. Just kidding. All right, but let's look at the Euro. So you can see the Euro. I mean, it still has a decent snowstorm here for the coast. I mean, probably heavy wet snow, I'm sure. Well, that's actually pretty cold. So, and that's sounding, but probably heavy wet snow. But then you can see, look at that low pressure. That low pressure forms, it kind of sits for a little bit over here, and then it rapidly deepens as it moves out. So if that low pressure moves east like that, not much. If it moves north like this and kind of sits there, you're talking probably about a historic snowstorm here. If that low takes that direction, if it takes this direction, you're just talking about like a solid little snowstorm for parts of the Carolinas. You can see it has this lake effect band too up here, just not as strong as the GFS, which is what it did last time, interestingly enough. So, but what's up, everybody? Have a good day, L1985X. Have a good day. Thank you for tuning in as well. I really appreciate you guys, and I appreciate all of you guys giving Garrett and I so much support this weekend. I don't know how those streams performed to some of your bigger ones last year, but I mean, those are probably the bigger streams you've had since like probably some of the big tornado ones, I'm sure. So
No, I think the one that we did in Indy was actually the biggest stream ever.
So the one in Indy was possibly Garrett's biggest stream ever there. So, hey, Indy was a good choice because that was madness. But I appreciate all you guys. I won't be live too long today. If we legitimately have a decent storm setting up, I'll probably maybe go live longer tomorrow morning or something. Depending on where the storm is, we may either leave Wednesday or Thursday. So I'm not really sure about that yet. But
skinny rope. Oh,
womp womp. That was a high risk bust right there, Garrett. That was a high risk bust over there. So.
Stop.
I know you love the word bust. Did any trees bust open in the mid, bro? Look at that mid. Okay, that was a pretty solid one. You got to go up and down. That's how I get the best one.
No, I like to go side to side.
And I hold it the other way. That was a good rope.
Oh wow! Look at that thing hold.
That was like I know you guys couldn't see that, but that was like a Gary one. This is what I do.
You go up and down.
I just had it earlier. I showed the stream. I had a really nice one. There it is. There it is, guys. That was a little longer. Garrett's was maybe a little faster. Mine was a little bit longer lived. So, pretty soon we get the NAM and all those models to come in range. I wonder if the Rufus. It may quite not be in range, but what we can do is we can compare what the Rufus says. And by the way, I hate this model, but we can compare the Rufus to a couple of the other models. So here's the Rufus 500. Here's the 500 pattern for the Rufus at 84 hours out. So this is Friday evening. There's the GFS. So the Rufus looks more similar. Rufus looks a little similar to the GFS, but it also looks similar to the Euro. So what I'm gathering here is about 80 to 90 hours out, the models look about the same. And then it's when you get to 120 hours, that's when the model solutions diverge. So if the models look the same 80 hours out, but then you go another 40 hours and they all start to diverge, that tells me that it's going to take at least another day or two for us to really hit a good pattern here. But you can see this is what's giving you your lake effect. Look at this little clipper. Look at this little low up here, giving you that lake effect off of Michigan. Lake Michigan still has enough. Doesn't have enough ice. Let's see, lake ice coverage. You see Lake Michigan. Whoa, this is like throughout the years. How do I get current conditions? So look at in the last, but look at in like the last week. Look at how much the ice has went up. Look at how much the ice has went up in the last week here. So the black line is your current conditions.
Michigan has never been 100%
frozen. Not even close. Well, I guess you've been 90s. So here, all these like blue lines are the past years, and this red line's the average. So this year we've been relatively about average, and then the past week it's spiked way up. And this is what it's probably going to be up here somewhere in the next like couple weeks. It's probably going to be up in the higher percentile. So Lake Michigan's gonna freeze a good bit over, but it never totally freezes. Some of the other lakes on the other hand do. I want to find like a.
You found it.
No, I want to find like one of all of them. What I was looking at yesterday.
Ice cover for current conditions.
But there's one where I could see all of them. Here, maybe this is it. That ain't what I want. I found a really cool map yesterday, but of like the water temperature. But oh well, it doesn't matter. But yeah, this is your GFS. What a crazy system. So the GFS even, goes and gives a little bit of the I-95 corridor, maybe a little taste. So I mean, if the GFS was right, but this moved like tiny bit west, you would have a historic storm right in this area. So if it moves east, you have a little bit right here, maybe a little bit down here, but everybody else, maybe a tiny bit up here, but everybody else kind of loses it. So your best odds here are going to be eastern coast of North Carolina up to maybe southeast Virginia, and then Cape Cod area, and then far eastern Maine. Those are probably your odds for getting snow. Those are the best odds. So we're going to see. It's going to shift a lot, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up soon. I don't know how long we've been live, maybe like half an hour, but I wasn't planning on going too much longer than that today. I'm still a little bit tired from streaming, so I'm going to give myself a break.
Over here.
What?
Let's see if this loads, Chad. Oh, hello. Well, way out there.
Yeah, this stream is sponsored by Omega, so just kidding. But that's not even really hitting anybody, is it? It's just over the moon.
There's a van that's just kind of sitting there.
But look at this. We can go.
But they got a lake effect snow warning up here for 52 hours.
Yeah, dude. Why are they still getting snow? Makes me angry. When I like looking at cod, the colorways, I just like them better. But look at this. Look at this band that's going to be up here. It's going to come down towards like Syracuse or some of these areas. Look at this. That's a nice band. You're probably going to have a lot of mesovorts, but that's a nice band. And then look, it swings back up, swings back down, and let's see how much snow people pick up. I mean, a lot of these areas could pick up between 6 to 18 inches up here. So, but it's a little, but that band is wavering. So, guys, I will definitely go live at least one more time, maybe tomorrow morning for this event, and I think by tomorrow morning we'll have more answers. Maybe I'll come back. I'll be back here tonight. Maybe I'll go live again tonight at like 11 p.m. or something. But Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Make sure to like the stream on your way out. If you have any people that live over in the coastline area that we're talking about here, make sure to let them know. Send them some of these live briefings. We'll go into a little bit more depth on the system tonight or tomorrow when I go live. But I appreciate everybody for tuning in, and I will see you guys on the next briefing. Take care, everybody. Have a good rest of your day. And stream. There we go.